I want to know who these people are. So, Kingdom Hearts Dark Road is upon us. If you've been living under a rock, this game is going to explain the backstory of young Xehanort, or I should just say Xehanort, during his time as a young Keyblade wielder in training in Scala ad Caelum, along that with young Eraqus. And while this game is supposed to be due out by the end of spring, it has been delayed. However, we are supposed to be getting some new news on Kingdom Hearts Dark Road this month. But other than the battle system and the prospective story, one thing that's super tantalizing to me is this piece of concept art. And you know, I talk about this every now and again, but it seems that a lot of people still haven't seen this artwork, so there you go. It shows young Xehanort, young Eraqus, and a couple of more people that are all blurred out. And don't worry about that date if you're confused about it. It's January 23rd, 10 a.m. Japan Standard Time in 2020. There's actually some pretty dated teaser art, but no one really talks about it. But now we're going to talk about the prospective identities of these mysterious individuals that seem to be along in the same training course of young Eraqus and young Xehanort. What's up guys, it's HMK once again, and I hope you're ready to dive directly into the 5th dimension when it comes to Kingdom Hearts Dark Road. Let's jump right into the hype. Now the first thing you'll notice off the bat is that young Xehanort and young Eraqus is not particularly part of a trio, which is something that's always been staple within the Kingdom Hearts series. We have Ventus, Terra, and Aqua, we have Sora, Kairi, and Riku, we have Roxas, Xion, and Lee, and if you want to count the offshoots, we have Vanitas, Naminé, and Riku Replica. But this picture shows that young Eraqus and young Xehanort are part of a group that's definitely more than just 3. And if I'm counting correctly by squinting my eyes and looking at the different body structures around the chair that young Xehanort is sitting in, I'm gonna say that this is 6 people. In an earlier theory, I played around with the notion that young Xehanort and young Eraqus' group is not going to be a trio thanks to what we saw inside of the classroom thanks to what 13th Vessel has done. Now, whether it means that all of these characters are in school together, whether they're in the same class or not, or that a teacher is among them, we don't know. But one thing I like to point out is that young Xehanort is sitting in a chair that seems to be very akin to some of the Kingdom Hearts 3 art that shows Sora in a chair. And of course, we do see the duality between Sora and Xehanort's characters that really hit ahead by the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. But that's besides the point because we already know the character of young Xehanort. But when it comes to these other characters, there have been some interesting takes that have been flying around when it comes to these identities. But I want to get the bigger one out of the way first. And that is the possibility that one of these people could be a young Yen Sid. Now don't get me wrong, that sounds really cool, and Yen Sid did state in Birth by Sleep that once upon a time he did train in the ways of the Keyblade alongside of Eraqus and Xehanort. He is a former Keyblade master and Eraqus considers him a dear friend. But the one thing that I feel that gets in the way of Yen Sid possibly being part of this group, I'm not saying he can't make an appearance, but particularly when it comes to Disney and Yen Sid being an official Disney character, we have not seen any type of official of Yen Sid anywhere in his youth. And the question is, would Disney actually do that and give us a young Yen Sid within that of Dark Road? That's the question. Now, another prospective answer that I do agree with is that one of these characters, basically kind of like the little one over there, could be a young portrayal of Kairi's grandmother, whose name is still unknown. And of course, for those who don't know, when we constantly bring up Kairi's grandmother possibly being someone in line with young Xehanort and young Eraqus, possibly a Keyblade wielder once upon a time, is that she knew a good amount of intimate details when it came to the Keyblade War and the origin of the world as we know it now. This story isn't really public knowledge, and it's almost word for word on how they relay the story over and over in the games. So I definitely see that as a very real possibility. But this seems to be a team of 6 people. When it comes to the identities of these other people from what we know in the Kingdom Hearts series, it's gonna get very hazy, and it could be possible that the rest of these characters could be completely new. But then again, another prospect of one of these characters could be one of the bodies that Lushu had before becoming Braig, aka Xigbar. you know, to plant himself and keep a close eye over the Gazing Eye. And this will put him at the true first contact of Xehanort. And like I said in our previous theory, he can help groom young Xehanort into finally gaining the Gazing Eye in order to put the plan into motion. So those are 3 big candidates that are very viable in my opinion. Lushu, Kai's grandmother, and Yen Sid. But notice something interesting about this art. If it's truly 6 people, and if we're not going to count that one of these people could be the master over all of these other prospective Keyblade wielders, then this could be a mirror take of what once was, with the Master of Masters being the master over 6 Keyblade Masters. With adding him to the total makes 7. 7 Guardians of Light. Do you think the world can be saved by just 7 people? You take these 6 Keyblade wielders, add a master, and it could be the next generation of that format. Especially since the Gazing Eye is there in their classroom. All in all, I am super excited to know who these characters are. And at the end of the day, something terrible must have happened to them and Scala ad Caelum to explain why they're not in the Kingdom Hearts series up to the point of Xehanort being an old man. And their individual fates might be the reason why Xehanort decided to take the dark road. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, and let me know who do you think these other individuals could be when it comes to this team of maybe 6, including young Eraqus and young Xehanort. I'm excited for Dark Road. So guys, until the next video, please be sure to subscribe and like the video and share it up as I post content every week. And big thanks to my Patreon supporters for making this video happen. If you want to find out how you can support HMK for just $1 a month, check out my Patreon in the description box below. Alright guys, until the next video, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.
So you haven't subscribed to HMK yet? Don't piss Xemnas off.